Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. This was a Sunday night game a few weeks back, and I think you like the Raiders in that one. I like the Chiefs. The Chiefs won somewhat handily, although it was probably closer than the score would indicate. Chiefs 9-point favorites this time at home, 48 over under. Do the Chiefs continue their unlikely resurrection from that early season debacle?
I do. I mean, again, I don't love the way the Chiefs offense is playing. We know that. But the advantage they have in this matchup and why we saw it, a few weeks ago is, one, they can protect the passer so they can stop Ngakoue and Max Crosby from causing too much havoc. They got that piece. And then after that, well, what else is there to worry about with the Raiders? And the Chiefs have seemed, in my opinion, to figure out, the code cracking of the Raiders defense. I mean, Gus Bradley and company, they just don't do enough on the defensive side of the ball. They're sound. They're never out of position. But when you got an offense that has some answers for that and a quarterback who now is comfortable against that scheme and, understands how he has to play against them, I just think they'll surgically dissect the Raiders once again. And, the Raiders offense, yeah, I mean, again, we haven't seen a whole lot of good there other than the Thanksgiving game, with Dallas not having answers to stop their pass game. Kansas City's defense playing real well right now. They can cover you man-to-man, and then they sprinkle in a few creative disguise zones and things like that I just don't see how the Raiders win the game. I'm going 31-20 Chiefs.
I got 34-20 Chiefs, and I said this earlier on PFT Live, Andy Reid versus Rich Bisaccia. That's why I picked the Chiefs the last time around, and this is no disrespect intended to Rich Bisaccia. He would acknowledge it. He's not in the same category, not in the same class as Andy Reid. Andy Reid is one of the best coaches in football. Rich Bisaccia is the interim head coach of the Raiders because he was the guy that Mark Davis decided to hand the whistle to when John Gruden walked away after those emails came out. Bisaccia has never been a candidate to be a head coach, and he's just not anywhere close to Andy Reid's class. That makes a difference, and it's been harder for the Raiders to win as the season's gone on because of that. And also, the Chiefs are keenly aware of that victory lap that the buses took when the Raiders beat the Chiefs last year. They will be reminded of that this week. 34-20 is the final score. And, another sign of progress for the offense as they work their way toward what maybe they hope to be. Let me point this out, too. The Josh Gordon situation is odd. He started that game on Sunday night, and he was on the field for 13 snaps and had 0 targets. They need him to develop. They need to get him involved. Patrick Mahomes has raved about him in the past. This could be the key. He could be their Sammy Watkins down the stretch and into the playoffs. And maybe they're deliberately holding him for that. But maybe Sunday is a day that we see. I keep waiting for it, Chris.
They need something.
Because I think
you're right.
That unlocks the offense if they can get him properly involved.
No, and they need something. There's no doubt about it. They don't have that third element right now. Right? We've had this discussion before. I mean, you got to have more than 2 guys to be a good offense. I mean, we know the quarterback, okay, but I'm not talking about the other part of that. It can't just be Hill and Kelsey every week. It just can't. As we talked about, great offenses in the history of football have 3 guys, maybe 4 guys. Maybe 4.5 to where you just go, holy crap, how are we supposed to stop that? And the Chiefs don't have that right now. It's Mahomes playing less than Mahomes caliber type of football, and then it's all about, Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, and nobody ever seems to be consistently able to show themselves within that offense, and it's frustrating right now. It is, but I still think they're going to win this football game.
Including Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the running back they drafted with Jonathan Taylor, still on the board. Not that Taylor would be having the kind of career in Kansas City because they don't run the ball the way that they do in Indianapolis.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.